Hey, what's up YouTube? Jeremiah Hersey here. Welcome back to the next PL300 test prep question. This video is going to be a three-part question. It deals with the same scenario, but they're going to ask different questions relating to the same scenario. And there's no prep work for this question, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Let's get started. The note here at the top says that this question is part of a series of questions that present the same scenario. So everything in the next three videos is going to be relating to this particular scenario, but it's going to ask us different questions about each one. And so we're going to jump straight down here to the bottom, and it says that we are modeling data using Microsoft Power BI. Part of the data model is a large Microsoft SQL Server table named Order that has more than 100 million records. During the development process, you need to import a sample of the data from the order table. And so the real question is down here at the bottom to determine, is this solution the most appropriate? So from the Power Query editor, you import the table and then add a filter step to the query. Does this meet the goal? So as we think about the goal of working with Power BI and importing a data model, we're looking for efficiency. So as we think about this question, is this the most efficient method available? So the first thing it says is that we are going to import the table and then we are going to filter it down. It says it right here that we are going to import the table. Now, as we think about importing this table, that means that it has to load all of the data. So when we import a table, this is going to load all data to Power BI. And so when we're talking over 100 million records, as it says up here, so this is more than 100 million records, that is a lot of data to process. And so when we load that data into Power BI, that could potentially take a long time. But it also says here that this is a SQL Server table. Now, the thing that we need to understand about this is a SQL Server table is that we can implement a SQL script on this table. Now, the benefits of a SQL script is that we can actually implement several different ways to filter our data. So benefits of a SQL script being that we can exclude or include specific columns that we want to look at. We can also implement, and this is going to be key here, a where clause. Now, a where clause is going to allow us to limit the data without it loading all of the data inside of the Power BI desktop or the Power Query editor. So when we're talking a lot of data, once again, this is more than 100 million records, loading all of that data into the Power Query editor and then filtering it down is not the most efficient way to create this Power BI data model or to structure it, because it is a lot of processing that is going to be required. So ideally, what we would want to do is exactly what we talked about down here at the bottom, is to implement a where clause, limiting the data that it's going to be bringing in to that import. And that way we don't have to have an extra step inside the Power Query editor to filter that data down. It's already filtered as it's importing the data into the Power Query. So the correct answer here would be B. No, this does not meet the goal because it is not the most efficient method or way of dealing with this amount of data. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you like this question, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you in the second part of this question.